If you're new to Deception Bytes, hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wish to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. Okay guys, it is Wednesday, February the 13th, and it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm getting an earlier start tonight, so that's good, and I'm hoping to be able to get 2 videos done. Now, Q has not posted today yet. Now, that doesn't mean that he's not going to post, but so far he has not. So I'm going to use this opportunity because I haven't been doing the Q-related news for a couple days just because I've had so many Q posts to go through. So now is a good time to catch up with that, and that's what we're going to do. But for those of you that are my regular listeners and that write comments down below, a lot of you have asked to see the cat or the kitten, and so I took some pictures of both my cats, and if you're not a cat fan, just skip ahead a couple minutes. But I'm just going to show you some pictures that I took today. Actually, this morning I was they were both sleeping on my bed, so it was a good opportunity to get a few pictures. This is Picasso, and Picasso's 21 years old, and so far she's doing well. My other 21-year-old, I had to put down, my very much beloved cat, and this is Picasso, so I'm hoping that she hangs on for a little while anyway. So far, so good. And this is the infamous kitten. Yes, infamous indeed. And doesn't he look absolutely adorable when he's all snuggled in bed? Of course he does. Now he's got a bunch of extra paws, both on his front paws and his back paws. And yes, he is a handful, but my gosh, he's so cute. It's like when he's good, he's so very, very good. But when he's bad, he's horrid. This is another picture of him. And this is my absolute favorite of him, and I may actually get this framed. I don't know what is with that one eye, but maybe he was winking at me. Who knows? Or maybe he's thinking, as soon as she gets out of bed, I'm going to find that cord and chew it up. That's probably what he's thinking. But so far, so good with the cord, and my spare one came today too. So, whew, pressure's off there. All right, well, those are the cat pictures, and I wanted to do that for those of you that have asked. And now let's get into some Q-related news. All right, that's not Q-related news, that's Q. Here we are. All right, also, someone commented that I got my hair cut. No, I didn't get my hair cut. I just think my hair was scared, like it is today, because I got up at 7:30 in the morning to shovel myself out. Took 2 neighbor men actually to push me out and help me dig out, but yeah, at least I'm out and now I'm mobile. All right, so let's get into this. This is, now I've been collecting these for a few days, so some of this might be a little bit old and stale, but as we get closer to the bottom of this list, which will probably be in my second video, it will get much more timely. All right. Now, Donald J. Trump will be getting almost $23 billion for border security, regardless of wall money. It is being built as we speak. I don't know about you, but this tweet just struck a chord in me. It really resonated with me because all of a sudden, I mean, we're scrounging with the Democrats for, a measly $5 billion. And I know it's not measly, but in terms of the task that it has to pay for, yeah, $5 billion is not that much money. And so, yeah, that $23 billion. Now, I'm not sure where that's coming from, and I don't care. I'm just glad that it's coming. So if Trump has said that, then that we can take that to the bank. It's coming. All right, and this from Joe M. We are about to find out that the Mueller investigation was founded on a complex web of fraud and lies by the Obama administration. Thanks, Whitaker. Then Barr is going to take over as Attorney General to immediately begin the prosecution of Hillary Clinton for selling our nuclear secrets and uranium. So I thought this was a good post and kind of really just sums it all up. And, you know, of course, now they are reporting, and I know MSNBC reported, that Mueller has found no evidence of collusion. And so it's interesting to watch them try and spin that, because they have to say no collusion was found, but they also don't want people to think that there wasn't any collusion. So I've noticed them kind of couching it in the terms, yes, there was no, we couldn't find any link. They couldn't find any link, direct link. Now, that's different than saying there was no collusion. We found no evidence of it. But they want to take it a step farther so that in our minds we can think, oh, well, maybe they didn't find it, but that doesn't mean it's not there. That's what they want people to think. They want people to think that Mueller is incompetent, and that's why they didn't find collusion. Whereas we know the truth, and they've taken 2 years and a whole lot of taxpayers' money for nothing. It's all a big sham, and he's absolutely right. It is a witch hunt. All right, now let's go to the next one, and here we go. All right. And she says, today is a really good day for families who have been enduring injustices of drinking dirty water or have seen their living rooms being flooded in with the waves of rising seas. Yes, that's exactly what Miss Occasional Cortex stated. No, I don't know. I don't have any idea what she's talking about either. So, you know, I know you're probably thinking, well, what's she talking about? Yeah, no, that was exactly my reaction as well. But let's listen to her. Sorry, but it's necessary. It's like a root canal. It's got to be done.
Today is a really good day for families who have been enduring the injustices of drinking dirty water, or who have seen their living rooms being flooded in with the waves of rising sea level.
And really, I mean, and this person has said it as well, said, look at the faces behind her. Like, what is she talking about? Today is a really good day for families who have been enduring the injustices of drinking dirty water. How many people in the United States drink dirty water? Not too many. Maybe in some, well, not even in rural settings, because people have wells in rural settings. So I don't know. And, you know, in most cities or municipalities, you're on city water. So I don't think there are too many people in America drinking dirty water. But correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe I'm just privileged and I've always had clean water. Well, actually, our water isn't that clean. As you know, they find drugs and everything else in it, chemicals. That's why I always drink bottled water. I drink distilled water, actually, because I don't want any of that stuff. I don't want my IQ any lower than it is. Absolutely not. Then I might, you know, I might be her. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, dirty water, and have seen their living rooms being flooded in with the waves of rising sea levels. Has that happened to anybody? Oh no, I'm not talking about hurricanes and big storms and rain. That she's not talking about that. She's talking about people being flooded out of their homes because of rising sea levels. Is that happening in America? I mean, seriously, correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't hear about that too much. You hear about people being flooded out horribly because of storms or whatever, natural disasters. We're not talking about that. She's saying it's due to rising sea levels. Say what? I don't know. All right, let's go back. Okay, and this is going to upset you, and actually I'm almost afraid to, because my video will be tagged, so I may just let you read the for yourself. Yes, underwear to help boys hide their bits and pieces. So yes, now we have a company that is targeting boys as young as 5, and this company makes underwear that makes it very easy for them to hide their bits and pieces. Yeah, I guess for the boys that are 5 and under that, or 5 and over, that already know they don't want to be boys. Yeah, and here's what it's called. You can't make this up. Can't make it up. Now, this is on a website called cauldronpool.com. So if you want to go there yourselves and look at this article, you can. Yeah, I do have to be careful. Unfortunately, I can't speak freely on YouTube, but I'm hoping to, in the very near future, start doing more with my Patreon account and start putting some stuff there that I couldn't really talk about on YouTube. Sorry. One of those days. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that would be a good use for it, I think, because I could upload stuff there that I think that you guys should see or want to see and wouldn't, get a strike against me. And the other thing is, a lot of you have been asking about the notebook. All right, without giving too much away about my own past, I am going to be honest with you. That notebook was triggering me, and it was upsetting me to the point where, it was just, I can't even describe it. See, I can't even talk about it. So I actually stepped back from it because it's just not worth my health at this point. So I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen with the notebook, whether I am going to pick that up and report on that. Probably that is material that would go on Patreon. So we'll just have to see there. But the subject matter was a little bit too much for me right now. So because, as you know, I have been struggling with my health, and that was not helping me at all. So there you go. Anyway, let's go on here. Breaking news live. Presidential candidate Elizabeth Warren says in first day of campaigning that Trump might be in jail on election night. And yes, I did go and verify that by going and seeing where she said that. And yes, indeed, she did say that. She said, he might not even be a free person at that time, basically is what he said, what she said. Talk about living in a fantasy world. That's not going to happen, Elizabeth Warren. It's not going to happen. And Elizabeth Warren, you might be a fake Cherokee, but you'll never be Commander-in-Chief. Never. All right. Okay, now let's go to here. Right here. Let's go. All right, Adam Schiff. I know. You're all doing an eye roll on the inside. So let's just get it out, okay? Let's just do a collective eye roll. Don't you feel better? It does do something. I don't know. Okay, Adam Schiff. Trump seeking a tower in Moscow. I can't talk today. Moscow was a form of collusion. I think I got up way too early this morning because I'm starting to wear down and the night's young. My gosh. Okay, so Trump seeking a tower in Moscow was a form of collusion. Oh, really? Isn't that what Trump does? Trump builds Trump towers everywhere, and hotels, and all sorts of things, casinos, golf courses. Trump is a builder. Yeah, and that's what he does. And when he was seeking to build a tower in Moscow, he had not yet stated that he was going to run for president. So please tell me what he did wrong. That's right, nothing. But, Adam Schiff, he can't give up, because it's like when you are an animal and you're backed into the corner, you are going to fight tooth and nail. And you will fight to the death, literally. Sunday on NBC's Meet the Press, House Intelligence Committee Chair Representative Adam Schiff said President Donald Trump moving forward with a potential deal for a Trump Tower in Moscow was a form of collusion. Okay. Does that mean that every other country that he's got Trump Towers in, that he's in collusion with them too? I don't know, I'm just asking. Schiff said, our priority is to make sure that the president is working in the national interest, that he was not motivated by some pecuniary interest. Pecuniary just means financial, in case anybody doesn't know, interest or fear of compromise or actual compromise. That's the length and breadth of it. In terms of the business, we are not interested in whether he's a tax cheat or net worth. What he says is what he says he is, or those issues. What we are interested in is, does the president have business dealings with Russia such that it compromises the United States? And the perfect example is something we know already. That is, as a presidential candidate, while he was telling the country he had no business dealings with Russia, he was pursuing the most lucrative deal, I think, of his life, and seeking the Kremlin's help to make it happen. Well, that's not exactly true, Adam Schiff, because he was not running for president when he was when he started inquiring about building a tower in Moscow. And the thing is, when he did run for president, he dropped the deal. So, yeah, and that's interesting that Schiff would talk about, doing what's in the national interest. Since when has he been interested in doing what's in the best interest of the nation? Never. His bottom line is his pocket. And, and it says he's not motivated by some, financial interest. Well, let me see here. Adam Schiff, what do you do with your income that you make? Because what he makes right now as president of the United States, he donates every quarter. He chooses a different place or a charity or what have you to donate. No, actually, it's not charity. It is different departments within the government. That's right. I was incorrect on that. But, really, he's not even taking a salary for what he's doing. He's working for free. Yes, for free. And I know you're saying, oh, well, he gets a free place to live. He gets food. Okay, come on. You know what? Does he need a place to live? I think that the places where he does live already, far more luxurious than the White House, really. And so, yeah, he's not taking a salary. He's donating it back to the government. What more do you want from the guy? He's lost money. He's lost money, unlike most of the senators, congressmen, congresswomen. He's lost money since becoming president. Whereas they enter politics with empty pockets and suddenly they're millionaires. So there you go. I'm not going to read all this because I don't think it's necessary, and I don't even think it's very truthful, obviously, because it's Adam Schiff. I mean, he didn't write it, but what he's saying is incorrect. All right, let's go back. No, really, let's. And this from Dan Bongino, and socialism is the religion of the imbecile. Could not agree more. Support for it is blind faith in a governing system so devoid of reason that it signals either your complete lack of intellect or your thirst to subjugate others. Anyone supporting socialism is an accomplice to the destruction it causes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And, yes, I think, if you're seeking socialism, you're yeah, the socialism works for those at the top, doesn't work for everybody else. I mean, I don't want what I make taken and given to somebody that refuses to work. I don't, and I don't think you do either. It's too hard to to earn a buck these days and to support your family. I mean, I don't have a family to support, but still, I have obligations, and I don't want. Now, I do give to charity. I give to, actually more than one charity, but I don't want to be forced to give to somebody that won't work. That's just the bottom line. All right, and speaking of the devil, here we go. Adam Schiff. Our investigation will make sure that the president is working in the national interest, not acting because of any pecuniary interest or fear. Okay, this is the actual tweet that the article was taken from. So we've already looked at this. No need for me to read it again. We know that he's a leaky little liar. All right, and this from Facebook, and this person said, someone sent me this. Why Muslims can run for office. On November 18th, 1990, the 101st Congress quietly repealed the McCarran-Warner Act of 1952, forbidding Muslims from holding office. Members of that Congress were Dick Cheney, John McCain, Joe Biden, Al Gore, John Kerry, Mitch McConnell, Chuck Schumer, and Nancy Pelosi. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Well, thanks, Chucky and Nancy and John McCain and Joe now. Yeah. Oh, and Mitch. Thanks. Thanks a lot. Oh, and Dick. Yeah. You really are. Okay. Let's go on. All righty. The kitten is very quiet. Why does that worry me? I can just imagine what he's into. Okay, breaking. Lindsey Graham, chairman of the committee responsible for oversight of the DOJ and FBI, just announced he will be issuing subpoenas for anyone who signed or was involved in the FISA warrant on Carter Page. At a minimum, that includes James Comey, Rod Rosenstein, and Sally Yates. Boom. Gotta love it. Okay, let's listen.
That Mr. Steele, the author of the dossier,
poised to subpoena to get to the truth.
Okay, it was renewed 4 times. Anybody that signed the certification to the court that there was a probable cause to believe that Carter Page was acting as an agent of a Russian entity, I want to know, all those people come forward and tell us, why did you certify to the court that there was probable cause? And did you know that the dossier was paid for by the Democratic Party? Apparently, Mr. Orr, Bruce Orr, whose wife worked at Fusion GPS, told McCabe and other senior DOJ officials that Mr. Steele, the author of the dossier, hated Trump, was very politically biased, and they went forward anyway.
Yes.
Again, if the shoe were on the other foot, and this was the Republican Party hiring a foreign agent to investigate Hillary Clinton, it would be front page news all over the world. This, to me, is Exhibit A of how in the tank the media is for the anti-Trump agenda.
Yeah, and I want to point out that that is exactly the opposite of what Adam Schiff keeps saying till this day. Yeah. Even though we did get all of that information during the Bruce Orr testimony, we learned a lot from that testimony. Yeah. And I guess you're talking about who signed that FISA warrant. That includes Rod Rosenstein and Sally Yates. They will be subpoenaed then.
Well, it was renewed 4 times, and I want to find out, or asking, Davis said publicly, without the dossier, there would have been no warrant received. And the dossier was prepared by a foreign agent, the Democrat. Information in the dossier to this day is a bunch of garbage, and it was the foundation of a warrant against an American citizen.
Yeah.
And it was a politicized document. Again, if the shoe were on the other foot, this would be major news.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and sorry about the buffering there. I can't do anything about that. Sometimes my internet is faster than other times. All right, let's go back. Oops, right here. All right, and this from Charlie Kirk. Only a Democrat would try and make global warming a key issue of their campaign in the midst of a blizzard and 15-degree temperatures. Now I've forgotten who that was. It was somebody that has just announced that they're running for president, and they did it in the midst of a blizzard, and and they're making global warming their key issue of their campaign. Okay, now, and this from Charlie Kirk, fentanyl caused 29% of U.S. overdoses in 2016. 90% of fentanyl in the United States comes across the southern border. According to DHS, Mexican cartels are the #1 distributors and suppliers of the drug in the U.S. How many more Americans have to die before we build the wall? Well, the thing is, it's falling on deaf ears in terms of the Democrats. So I don't think the Democrats are going to be any help in building that wall. Trump is going to do it regardless and work around it. And I think what's going to happen is he's going to accept the deal, which is even less now. I think it's 4.7 and it was 5 point something. So, I think he's going to accept that. But I don't know if we'll see them using the money that they confiscated from El Chapo. That would be awesome, and it would mean that Mexico really did, in effect, build the wall. I don't know if they're going to use that or if it's already, as Q has told us, in the fiscal budget for 2019. It's already been included there. And that is what Q has told us. So we have to believe that the money's already there. And this has just been for optics. For who? Well, not for us, because we know we're awake. Not for us, but it's woken up a lot of people that are saying, wait a minute, what are they talking about? These are the very same people that supported the wall before. Now they're, so I think that people can see quite clearly the gymnastics that the Democrats are performing to try to impede Trump building the wall. And it's not going to work. This was all optics so that we could see for ourselves. And, obviously we already knew, but it has woken up a lot of other people. So, the money's been there all along. And I only know that because that's what Q said. It's already in the fiscal year 2019 budget. So there you go. All righty. Now, let's look at this, shall we? Sure we shall. Okay, interesting. Here's another thing that will get you banned from YouTube, talking about this guy right here. So, U.S. subsidizes this guy with the 5-letter name. Radical leftist agenda worldwide, new Judicial Watch special report shows. So, the U.S. government subsidizes billionaire, this guy right here, radical leftist agenda, dedicating hundreds of millions of dollars to his deeply politicized OSF worldwide. Records uncovered by Judicial Watch show in a special investigative report. Judicial Watch documents the financial link between U.S.-funded entities and the open. I don't want to say that because that's his foundation. So, affiliates to further the Hungarian-born philanthropist's agenda, seeking to destabilize legitimate governments, erase national borders, target conservative politicians, finance civil unrest, subvert institutions of higher education, and orchestrate refugee crisis for political gain. The special report also illustrates the financial and staffing nexus between his organization and the U.S. government. So this is a very, very good article. I don't even think I should leave a link to it because they're really cracking down. So anyway, in 2018, his organization projected expending more than $530 million to promote his radical globalist agenda in every corner of the world under the guise of supporting democratically elected governments, strengthening the rule of law, and promoting fairness in political, legal, and economic systems. The reality is far different, the report shows. Soros, with the help of American taxpayer dollars, bolsters a radical left-wing agenda that in the United States has included promoting an open border with Mexico and fighting immigration enforcement efforts, fomenting racial disharmony by funding anti-capitalist, racist organizations, financing the Black Lives Matter movement and other organizations involved in the riots in Ferguson, Missouri, weakening the integrity of our electoral system, promoting taxpayer-funded abortion on demand, advocating a government-run healthcare system, opposing U.S. counterterrorism efforts, promoting dubious transnational climate change agreements that threaten American sovereignty, and working to advance gun control and erode Second Amendment protections. His network is engaged in an active effort to affect politics. Now we know that, we can see it very plainly, economics and societies globally, including in Europe, Albania, Macedonia, Romania, Hungary, and Latin America, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico. Judicial Watch has successfully investigated and litigated to document the paper trail left by his organization as it operates at taxpayer expense to subvert and manipulate the sovereignty of constitutional republics and allies of the United States. Last year, Judicial Watch exposed a collaborative effort between the U.S. government and this man with the five-letter name to destabilize the democratically elected center-right government in Macedonia. Records obtained by Judicial Watch in that investigation show that the U.S. ambassador to Macedonia worked behind the scenes with his organization to funnel large sums of American dollars for the cause, constituting an interference of the U.S. ambassador in domestic political affairs in violation of the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. The cash, about $5 million, flowed through the State Department, and you said, ooh. So we know who was in the State Department, don't we? Yeah. The new report identifies his organization affiliates worldwide that receive U.S. government funding, as well as the alarming figures. The Soros, his operations are highly sophisticated and work across academia, the legal system, labor, agriculture, social justice organizations, as well as religious and political groups. Key personnel in the multifaceted or his multifaceted organization are former American government officials known to leverage their status and access to benefit the goals of his organization. The report identifies a number of them, including, get a load of this, Barack Obama, Domestic Policy Council Director Cecil Munoz, who currently serves on his U.S. Programs Board, and the president of his foundation, Patrick Gaspard, Director of Political Affairs in the Obama White House and the U.S. Ambassador to South Africa. Others include the Director of Global Security, Dennis Reynolds, a former Secretary Special Agent with the Diplomatic Security Service at the State Department, and Senior Policy Advisor Emily Renard, a former State Department Foreign Service Officer with Africa Policy Officer. His funded groups reportedly promoting, organizing, and supporting the illegal immigrant caravan that started in Honduras are also identified in the report. Many of the leftist groups also get hefty sums from Uncle Sam. They include the Catholic Legal Immigration Network, the American Constitution Society, Centro para la Acción Legal, Center for Legal Action and Human Rights. There you go. There it is in English. And a multitude of others, including those named in a special report published by Judicial Watch earlier this year, focusing on his organization in Guatemala. The big question is, why are American taxpayers funding Soros, and his highly politicized organization? Judicial Watch will continue investigating and litigating to get the answers. There you go. Interesting. No? See, all this stuff is coming out now. It's pouring out. And I don't think they can't stop it now. The genie's out of the bottle. They can't stop it. This stuff is all coming out now. And it's fascinating because you really, looking at the news is like looking at Q posts. Really. I mean, we're seeing the fulfillment of what Q has talked about. So let's go back. All right. Now, yes, it's Amy Klobuchar. That is the person that announced that they were running for president in a blizzard. All right. And they're running on global warming. Well, it happened again. Amy Klobuchar announced that she's running for president, talking proudly of fighting global warming while standing in a virtual blizzard of snow, ice, and freezing temperatures. Bad timing. By the end of her speech, she looked like a snowman woman. He can't help himself. He's got a troll. Trolls have to troll, and he is the master. Okay, and this by Ryan Fournier. You should have to pass a drug test to receive a welfare check because I had to pass one to earn it for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think, unless you are in rehab and getting help for a drug addiction problem or whatever, I do think you should be drug tested because, everybody else is, right? And to earn the paycheck, most people do have to pee in a cup. It's just the way it is. All right, let me know what you think about that below. I think it's a good idea. I really do. Now, I don't think that they should, I don't know. I was going to say I don't think they should do that for people on disability, but hey, why not? Obviously, they're going to be, some of these people have chronic issues with pain and so forth, so it would have to be just for illegal drugs, but hey, I don't have a problem with it. And this from Donald J. Trump. Senator Richard Burr, the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, just announced that after almost 2 years, more than 200 interviews, and thousands of documents, they have found no collusion between Trump and Russia. Is anybody really surprised by this? Actually, I bet there's a lot of people surprised by that. Because I think a lot of people just keep hearing collusion, Russia, and that's it. And that's all they hear. And so, yeah, probably there was a whole lot of people surprised. But I think that they'll probably console themselves by thinking, oh, there was collusion there. They just didn't find it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I've got this meme and I want to show it to you because it reminds me of occasional cortex. This is a perfect meme for her. All right, now let me scroll down. My little brother ate all the Scrabble tiles and his poop made more sense than you do. Yeah, that's for occasional cortex. Yeah, actually all poop. Wouldn't even have to be Scrabble poop. I think all poop makes more sense than occasional cortex. But hey, I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to look at this, and then I think I'm going to break because I think that I've been going for a while. Well, actually, I've been going for about 40 minutes. So this is the last thing. I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to do another one. I'm going to I'll carry on with the Q related news. All right, but this is from Milspec Ops Monkey. Many people never knew this took place, but Obama actually signed on an executive order in 2016 that allows U.S. military the use of force against U.S. citizens on U.S. soil. Executive Order 13732, United States policy on pre- and post-strike measures to address civilian casualties in U.S. operations involving the use of force. Excuse me. Do you know why people say bless you when you sneeze? Because they used to believe it was a demon exiting your body when you sneeze. So they'd say bless you. That's the truth. Okay, that was free. No charge for that. Anyway, United States policy on pre- and post-strike measures to address civilian casualties in U.S. operations involving the use of force, signed July 1st, 2016, Federal Register page and date. This is interesting. I didn't know. Did you know that? I wasn't aware of that. And it's obviously still on the books. So, interesting. What do you think of that? In fact, if you want to comment on any of these, let me know in the comments below. I do try to get to all the comments. Sometimes when they get into the hundreds, I don't get to all of them, but I do try. So anyway, leave a comment below and I will see you real soon back here with more Q related news.